Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is already 19th of September. But when did this year actually start? No, yesterday. So is this how we grow so old so fast and we die and go? Is this all we're talking about? I'm worried. Okay, God knows. God cheat us for that area. It just make us old quick. The days are just counting. Before you know the year is gone, I say you are 1 year older. And before they know you are 50, 70 years old, then you have to go. About God, why now? Well, today is the 19th of September 2024. Time does not wait for anybody. And in the history of mankind, there's something big happening in Edo State. That's why we say it's the countdown to Edo 2024. The people of Edo State will come out en masse on Saturday to vote a new governor. A lot is at stake, my brothers and sisters. A lot is at stake. On this special edition, we're going to take a look at what the APC have to offer us. But before we go into that, don't you know there's some good news in the country at the moment? Have you heard the news? This man said, have you heard the news? Everybody, have you heard the news? He said he visited Africa, but I visited Kogi State. And the guy is currently in the net. He said that after the consultation, you see, the reporting is so mild that Yaya Bello finally honors. No, Yaya Bello, you don't go cover for there. In fact, this is where we know whether there is justice in the country. Tinubu, this is a test. Like we've been saying, this is a test. You know where this man is. If Yaya Bello has been hiding in Kogi State all this while, it's a failure of this administration in the first place. So he has been in the country, in Kogi, and nobody could arrest him. What a country. Are you going to say, oh, there are some young people that just take 2 naira and they are thieves? This man looted the state. He finished her. Anyway, we see what it is. Finally, my people, this guy is in the grab. The EFCC are now with him. I'm sure they're going to handle him well. He has money to spend around. He must have wet all the ground before he agreed to give up. Maybe they've gone to beg Baba Tinubu. Baba Tinubu is thinking of the next election rather than fighting. So he might say, okay, but let him come out so that we just pretend as if something is wrong. We're going to let him go at the end. That's what they do now. Money go exchange money. At the end of the day, Yaya Bello, this stupid young man who's supposed to be the youngest governor of the time, has looted his own people, and he has elected somebody, he has replaced himself, and that's why he has had all this cover. And what's going to happen? He's going to waste more money of the state to settle the FCC. Exactly what the state governors have done. And all this while, they loot our money either to run election. This idiot, after running 8 years in office, he wanted to be president. What did this one know when he wanted to be president? After looting his own people, may God help us. Well, the judgment of Yaya Bello would be an international debate. Not for you people in Kogi State alone. Not only in Nigeria, but for the world to see. Tinubu, whatever you do with this man, the world is watching. Well, that is something I just said. Let's just head the news. That whether guys have the news, this is an interesting one. But today is not really about Yaya Bello. No. Today is bigger than Yaya Bello. Today, there was a time in history when Edo people used to brand themselves. They say, Edo not be Lagos. Edo not be Lagos. Have you heard that? Now, the question I'm asking, is Edo going to be Lagos now, or Edo is not going to be Lagos? Because with all the endorsement coming from the Aso Rock, with the Baba himself, endorsing, look at this. Well, of course, on a good day, Baba has the right to give flags to somebody representing this party in the state. He has done so here. But for me, it's an endorsement which is supposed to, Baba want to win Edo State at all cost. Edo is important. And why is Edo important? Go and ask. I have always given the history. Without Edo, there would have been no Nigeria. So Edo is the heartbeat of the country. You might not feel it, you might not know it, but they're very important guys. But today, Lagos want to take over Edo State. Will the Oba of Benin agree? Because is the Oba of Lagos going to be coming to overthrow the Oba of Benin now? Let us see whether Oba of Benin, I'm going to put it in that contest. Not concern these two Monaco. But in a way, if a politician in Lagos is not trying to tell people in Edo not to do what they want, that is telling the Oba, well, I won't go into that. Well, I'm here with the capable hands. He's a big supporter of the APC. He's a personal friend, but today we're not friends on this show. His name is Dr. Charles OMORODION. He will be here to rock us through the show today. So don't go away. Doctor, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Edo gonna decide. Like, Doctor, let's quickly start from there. Is Edo gonna be Lagos this time?
No, Edo is always Edo. Edo will always be Edo. Lagos is a different enclave. Edo is a different enclave. Though we have some relationship, but Edo will be Edo.
Okay.
And Edo is Edo. Lagos is Lagos.
Okay.
And I think I just heard your misrepresentation of whether or not Oba of Lagos is going to take over Oba of Benin. Oba not the go transfer. Oba of Benin is Oba of Benin. It's the Ogidigan, the Uku Akbolokbolo. You know, so he doesn't go anywhere. He's the grandfather of all Edo people.
Good.
And we Edo people, whether you are Esan, you are Fema, you are Isha, you are Benin, we are loyal to the monarch to the core. It's a symbol of our existence.
Nice. And we're proud of that. It's a symbol of African existence. To be fair, in my book, when I write the African cinema, it's because of the achievement or the history of the Edo people that I was able to argue that cinema started in Africa. So it's not something we want to trash. It's something very important to us, not only to you people who are originally from there. So so that brings us to today. Doctor, you guys are choosing the next leader. And
That's
from
correct.
what we can see, the people high above have endorsed your man. Definitely is the candidate of the day with all the endorsement and everything. But we really don't know much about him. Could you start by telling us who this guy, Monday Okpewolo, is? Let me, if I don't, forgive my pronunciation. Even I'm an Honorable man, I'm finding it difficult to pronounce this name. Monday, I can say, I go pronounce it.
It's Senator Monday Okpewolo. Is a senator representing Edo Central.
Right.
Of
he's a
Edo
candidate
State.
for the APC.
And he's the candidate for the APC, by the grace of God, the next governor of Edo State.
Okay, sir. What do we know? What do we know about this man? Who is he, Doctor?
Well, Monday Okpewolo has been in the political terrain for quite some time. Like I said, he's currently serving as a senator. He has held many positions within Edo State. He was previously an PDP person, but became an APC man.
So he's one of
the loyal son of Chief Tony Anene.
Okay.
Is a techno person. It's a business mogul, and is a philanthropist, and is the son of the soil from Edo Central. It's a man that people need to know. It's a man with good intellectual prowess. Is a man that does more and talk little. Is a man with a sort of transformational quality, leadership quality that the Edo people need at this point in time. He is an entrepreneur. His technological outfit or technologic outfit has gained international reputation and is trading with different countries, including Israel and all the rest across the world. So he's a highly reputable person, and above all, is a very humble man to the core. He's not proud, he's not arrogant, he knows the Edo issues, and he has come to remedy the wrongs of the current incumbent PDP government, who have saddled us with sadness and problem in the last 8 years.
Doctor, I mean, it's sweet to hear all this, but the question one we ask will be, what has he done? His personal credentials. What has he done that we will say, oh, this man, he has done this, he's not qualified to rule Edo State?
Well, you only need to look at this antecedent. As a senator, as a member representing federal constituency in Do Central, his main responsibility is to make law, not to develop his constituency in a way. But he has gone beyond what is required of him. In almost every nook and crannies of Eastern, the man has been involved in project development. He has developed schools, primary schools, dilapidated primary schools that were neglected by the current government. He has given access to water to interior villages in Eastern area. He has empowered farmers. When there was a problem with security breakdown in Edo State and across the nation, he rose to the task. He donated to fund Aktalakba, a local outfit that was set up to counter both the insurgency and other insecurity in our state. So he's done quite a lot. His list is endless. I cannot continue to name all of them. But the thing is that he's in touch with the people. He's well liked, and his pedigree speaks for him. That's why everybody is warming up to him.
Really?
Because even as a senator, if he then embark on these philanthropic projects to empower the people, to bring good water to the people, because of his own history growing up, and there was misadventure in his family where he lost his younger sister to the cold hand of death due to consumptions of untreated water. So he took it upon himself to ensure that the people within his constituency do not become victims of that sort of situation. So since then, even as a senator, as a politician, he's been doing a lot within his constituency to empower the people, bring water to the people, bring healthcare to the people, bring access to education to the people. So he's done a lot in that state.
All right, Doctor, I'm sure I'm going to bring his credentials back as we move in the show. But first, let's look at your party. Because I know you are a supporter of the APC. Your party manifesto, perhaps what we should be expecting should Monday Pueblo become successful on Saturday and eventually sworn in November. What are the basic things are you people saying you will do differently from what the current governor have done? Well, I don't know whether you agree with me that the current governor has performed very well in so many areas.
I wouldn't agree with you, because everything depends on perception.
I agree. Okay, and that's why the beauty of it. So, what are you people going to do differently? Should your candidate become successful come Sunday? And then,
well, Model Pueblo has promised Edo people 5 points. 5 points manifesto he has presented to Edo people. That becomes his compact with Edo people. A sort of social contract with Edo people, saying that, look, if you trust me with your mandate, this is what I'm going to do. One of them is want to improve the healthcare delivery facilities in Edo State. Currently, we have few functioning specialist hospitals and a university hospital in Edo State. And most of those hospitals, apart from the one that is in Benin, if you go further away from Benin, most of those hospitals are in state of comatose. They're in the state of dilapidation. The infrastructures are a mess. There are no doctors. There are no obstetricians. There are no technicians. Most people who are qualified to work in these hospitals are not there. And Modi Okpelo has promised Edo people that if given the mandate comes Saturday, he will revamp the healthcare sector. He will bring healthcare sector closer to the people. He will localize the provisions of healthcare. For example, he promised to have in every senatorial district, in every local government, primary healthcare provision that will ensure that the healthcare, the mundane healthcare challenges that the people are confronted with are taken care of. For example, if my mom or my sister or my grandmother in the village have headache, what would they do? They rush to UBTH or they rush to specialist hospital. But the primary healthcare center will be able to take care of these sort of they will go for both preventative medicine as well as responsible for those little conditions
like we have the
that do not
GP here in the UK. Yes.
So he's localizing and bringing healthcare closer to the people. This is one of the fundamental promise that he has made. The good thing about it is that he's on the same bill with Honorable Dennis Idahosa, who is also a federal member of House of Rep in this current.
So you're bringing your guys from Abuja home.
So he's going to deputize for him. And this particular honorable member is in charge of the healthcare committee at federal level. So he knows all the issues. So the experience is there. He doesn't need to go and learn about these challenges. So these are some of the things that they have advocated at federal level, but he wants to first of all practicalize it in Edo State and ensure that people have access to good health care. You know what they said? You have health, have life. With good health care, you can plan for every other things. You can start planning. You want to build whatever you want to do, but if the healthcare system is porous, then all plans fall on its face, flat on its face.
Okay, doctor.
That's one. Okay. Another thing he planned to do is that security. He wants to ensure that the security system in Edo State is totally overhauled. He wants to ensure that Edo becomes a place where people choose to live, work, and do business. And when there's security, it translates into all strata of the economy. Our tourism will blossom. People will come to Edo and spend money. People will come to Edo and invest. So he wants to ensure that the security system, the security apparatus in Edo State is totally overhauled. He wants to form a partnership with the Nigeria police force to ensure that bad elements in society are rooted out, to cover every nooks and crannies that this criminal organized gangs are exploiting. So he wants to bring that to the fore. He also wants to bring to Edo State a local Edo State police force. In other words, we want to ensure that Edo State will develop a systematized approach that will complement and work with the federal police authority, while at the same time lobbying the federal government to ensure that police are localized to some extent, because crime in most cases are also localized. So he's working on those. So he will also look at the security votes. He wants to channel a chunk of the security votes, if not a larger proportion of the security vote, to work towards ensuring that Edo is safe from hoodlums. Edo is safe from all the ground menace. Edo is safe from all kinds of atrocity that is currently bedeviling the state. So that's number two. Number three, he wants to embark on massive road and infrastructural development. At the moment, if you come to Benin City, you have few roads that are working. But if you go further away from Benin City, you find that most of the roads are not motorable. For example, only recently, the road that links Edo to Abuja, which transfer Edo Central to Aunchi, has been impassable, has been unmotorable for quite some time. But the current administration paid lip service to it, to the extent that he himself, when he was traveling recently, got stuck in that particular road. He is pushing the blame to federal government. He wants to ensure that that access to Abuja, because if you're coming from the east, you're coming from the west, you're coming from all other parts, you have to pass through Edo to go to Abuja. And that particular road is very key to a functioning transportation system within our state and with other neighboring states. So he's doing everything possible to ensure that that road is motorable. And even as a senator, he went as far as the federal government before he was elected and said to him, look, you want me to govern this state. This road has not been seen to for quite some time. Within this campaign period, the federal government channeled a lot of resources to ensure that that road is completed. As we speak, development in that road is going on. These are mark of leadership. These are people that do the talk, and do the work at the same time. Okay. Not just people that promise you with MOU and deliver nothing.
Okay.
And above all, he wants to ensure that there is prudence in governance. He wants to ensure there's accountability in governance. And he wants to ensure that every single penny that comes to Edo State coffer is used for Edo State. He is putting in place technocrats, experts that will help to generate internal revenue for the state. And those revenue are plowed back towards developing the state. So he has got this 5-point agenda that he has promised. And he's going to revolutionize our agriculture, because there's somebody that believes that if you feed the state, we feed the nation. At the time, Edo State was the basket of feeding Nigeria, because we have arable lands. A lot of things grows in Edo State: maize, yams, cassava, you name them, they all grow in Edo State. Even rice, ekpoma rice, and all the rest of it. So he wants to cultivate this. He wants to encourage cottage industry. He wants to energize local people. He wants to stem the rural-urban drift and ensures that the rural area are regenerated through all economic intervention program that is got. So he has met where he has met where for Edo State, and he's put it together a plan. It's not just promising for the sake of promise. He didn't come to say, look, I'm going to build skyscraper everywhere, because he knows those are not deliverable. But he has promised what he's going to do, and he has told those state people, hold me to account. Do anything possible to me if I cannot deliver for you. And above all, he's the son of the soil. He's a local man. He knows the terrain. He knows the problem. He knows with the people. He lives with the people. He's not been imported from Lagos or from Ibadan, who knows very little about his people. He speaks the language, communicates with the young, communicates with the old. He can relate. He's relatable. He's transformational in his outreach compared to our opponent, who claims to come from Edo Central, yet doesn't even know how to speak Ishan. The other day, he was asked to address his own kinsmen. He called an interpreter. Who does that?
Doctor, this is something APC have done well. They have the best way of recruiting sound minds. So we're not going to be carried away with only one, because Doctor is a senior lecturer here, so he knows how to articulate things. We've never heard this from the candidate himself. But first, let's welcome Mary to the platform. Mary, you're welcome. Mary, news reaching us is your boyfriend is finally in the grasp of the EFCC.
So I don't understand. Which boyfriend? I thought you are done with this part. Are you still giving him to me?
Yaya Bello now is the only one that can handle you, because only Yaya Bello can handle
you. Not in EFCC custody, because a lot of people think he's there. He's not with EFCC. He's not in their custody. I hope you know.
They left him yesterday.
Hello, Mary.
He's not there again.
Very, Doctor is saying hello to you. Say welcome to the show. I know you.
Good morning, Doctor. Now I was enjoying what you were saying, so I have to just keep calm and listen carefully.
Doctor have a way of blowing us away. Have a way of putting it in protest, making it so
he said, the man called an interpreter.
Yes, Doctor is telling us that, because this is the most interesting thing, Doctor. If this can ever happen in the history of Nigeria, one thing I would say is, no governor have ever made good use of security votes. So, and that's one area that's really annoying. They receive, in fact, in my state, they get as much as 2-something billion. I know it's about 900 to 1 million naira every 1 billion naira monthly. In Delta State, it's about 2 point something billion monthly they get as security vote. The place is always insecure. And from what you say, Doctor, I want to pick it one by one. But first, before we go into the manifestos proper, let me ask this basic question. Where is the money going to come from? The
money is going to come from federal allocation. Okay. Money is going to come from internal generated revenue. You got to understand, Edo State have the capacity to be able to generate resources from within, if properly managed. It is on record that the current government claims to have tripled the internal generated revenue, second only to Lagos, or maybe say Lagos and Kano. And yet we don't see the manifestations of these things on the ground. We don't see development as expected. We don't see flyovers in Edo State. No single flyover in the last 8 years.
We can only do that with money from Abuja. We can never.
But we got the same money. We got the same windfall. We got the same oil.
Not as much as we can. Not as much.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter even if we can only do one. If you go to New Benin Market during the day, you can't pass that place because it's traffic gridlock. If you go to Sakomba Road by Teddy Sekula, that place is completely gridlock. There are so many gridlocks in Benin that it's not possible during a peak time. Those places deserve to have flyovers. But the government of the day, rather than working with the stakeholders in the state, choose to fight everybody, including himself sometimes.
But Doctor, in the course of, because I'll be asking this, because with all this massive plan to change the healthcare system, I mean, if he agreed to drop his security vote for the local police, which is something that I really kind of like. If the federal government, there's no need to actually have two sets of police. If the federal government is not giving you local police, you can set up something similar to local police. That's what he said he's going to do. And the question is, with all these beautiful ideas, he has not really identify where the money is going to come from, because the money coming from above is getting down and down and down. So
I've just told you
he's going to construct all these roads and all the things he's talking about.
I've just told you there's a federal government. Edo State is an oil producing state, so there is sort of oil derivation funds that is coming to Edo State as well. And apart from that, if we can, according to what he has promised, rejuvenate the Edo State economy. Exactly. Re-energize the Edo State economy. Good. Create jobs, create an enabling environment, ensures that the economy is functioning as it was supposed to function. We'll be able to generate enough resources from within that will power most of this area. For example, Edo State is sitting on a gold mine in terms of tourism. Yes. We have the oldest kingdom in the whole of Africa there. People want to come to Edo State and visit and find out more about the Benin Kingdom, find about Oba of Benin, find about all our traditional institutions. But they are prevented from coming because of insecurity in the state. And if you create an enabling environment and show that people are empowered, people are in work, the crime rate will drop, because there is a sort of a casual link between crime and poverty all over the world. It's not just in Edo State, not just in Nigeria. We know that where there are high level of poverty, there's a high propensity towards crime. All those things are there. But we are, he's also, apart from that, he's also engaging technocrats. He's encouraging people, diasporans, to come home. I say come home and partner with me to bring this state forward. As a result, he's creating the Diaspora Commission. It's going to be second to none compared to other states. The Diaspora Commission will harness the intellectual capacity of the diaspora, their long-term experience, having sojourned across the whole of the universe, or the whole of the international community, all the experiences they've gained. He's asking them, come home and be a contributor, a net contributor to the development of your motherland. So these are some of the things he's putting in place. And as we speak,
can I just quickly ask if this candidate of yours have actually taken a tour? Because it's one thing to say come home. Is he saying it on the phone, come home, Or he has actually come to
he's engaging us. He's engaging us.
Has he visited you people?
Well, it doesn't.
What assets Edo State have?
It doesn't necessarily.
Yes,
it doesn't necessarily have to visit us.
Okay.
The good thing these days is that we avail ourselves of modern technology. I don't need to go to Nigeria to influence Nigeria. I can bring Nigeria to UK. I can bring UK to Nigeria.
Doctor.
I'm sure that's what you just done.
We cannot impregnate our wife on the phone. No.
But that's what you just done. You've just brought Mary. You've just brought Mary from Abuja. You've brought Mary to Abuja. From Abuja to London.
I Mary in Abuja. If I want to marry Mary, I got to be with her. You know,
that's a different discussion. But you can make things happen with the head of modern technology, with the aim of satellite brokers, Zoom technology, and all that technology that is available. We can all become net contribution to the development of our state. So we don't necessarily have to be physically there. We can provide all sort of support.
Accessibility, that he's the man of the people, and one of those is because I'm jealous of Edo State. That was where I'm coming. Edo State have the human resources who are actually no more in Edo State. I can say to that 90%, the true talent of Edo, if not 40% is out of the country. And if these people come home, they will not be coming home with only money. They will not come with talent.
That's true. You know, I agree with you totally. Most people started traveling.
Yes.
Most people started traveling in the 80s, 90s, and in the 2000s in search of greener pasture. At that time, people were complaining of brain drain. Now we have brain gain.
Yes.
Because those people who have traveled overseas, they've come here, they've learned, they've experienced, and they desire the same level of development for their own native land. They want to go back where possible.
And they have cash. They have money in their pocket, doctor. If the people in those states, the ones outside, if you ask them to put money together, they can raise a budget that the Nigerian government cannot even budget for in a year.
That's why Edo State, the remittance to Edo State is higher than every other state in the country.
Nobody can dispute that.
To the extent, one time Western Union had to pay respect to the Oba of Benin and started making some development in Benin. Yes, it is true that a lot of us traveled in the last 20 years. It is also true that a lot of us still care a lot about our country, care a lot about our state. We desire that people should have the same standard of living that we are experiencing in UK, in United States, in Canada, and other places where we find ourselves. And above all, we want to leave a legacy that will ensure that the generation to come after us do not necessarily have to go through some of the challenges that we went through. So that's why we are partnering with Modiokpewolo to develop the infrastructures, to put in place robust policies and practical programs that will transform Edo State into an oasis for investment and travel. And I'm very sure we will do it by the grace of God. Our ancestors are with us.
Yes, I agree. The ancestors have been helping us. It's just that sometimes we refuse. So let me bring it this way. I really want you to break out the mechanism, because we've seen the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, we have done nothing. Edo, in fact, I'm very close to Edo over the first 1 year, and they have this little commission for the diaspora. They have a way of giving some people ambassador, which never functional. I hope we are not expecting the same kind of political, let me call it political diaspora, because it will be a big shame for Edo State, because if Nigeria cannot even benefit, Edo need to benefit from the diaspora.
But I've been in the political arena for quite some time. And when you are in the diaspora, whether people are in the opposite party or in the same party, we are all united by the same Edo-ness, by the same spirit that we come from the same state.
Yes.
Now, with regards to the previous administration, when they campaigned, they promised that they were going to create a diaspora commission. They never did. What happened was that the commissioner for diaspora tourism and came from UK. So he took it upon himself to do something within his ministry. We have to be very clear about this.
Right.
It wasn't a statewide affair.
Okay.
He created ambassadors to help him to galvanize support across different parts where Edo people reside. And those ambassadors, he named them cultural ambassadors. So in other words, the remit was more or less limited to promoting the cultural edifice of Edo State wherever they are. They were not empowered. There were no resources for them to work. There were nothing given to them. And these people, they were just given a title without any tools to work. But some of them did the best they could. They organized meetings, organized seminars. But that's not what we are talking about. We are talking about creating a bona fide the Ministry for Diaspora Affairs. I have the blueprint for the ministry. Another day, maybe you can invite me. Now we should put a particular program for the ministry. Part of those ministry, I would say I'm party to the people that is developing the policy for that particular ministry. It will be a bona fide ministry. The ministry will have its own set of office. It will have its own set of permanent sec. It will have a commissioner. It will have whether he calls it commissioner or whatever name he wants, or a director, whatever name he wants to call it. That is up to the governor. But at least the framework for establishing that ministry, we're already putting those things in place. It will be functional. It will be linking. It's almost like ambassadorial role. You'll be linking with Edo all over the world. Try to galvanize support. Try to make sure that they come home and invest. One of the biggest problems we face as diaspora is that if you're trying to invest in your country, you fall foul to criminal gangs, to 419 people. You will buy land 3, 4, and that land will be sold to about 4 or 5 people. Yes. But these are some of the things that he wants to make sure that we overcome. So the Ministry of the Diaspora Affairs will be situated in such a way that it will help to mobilize resources in the local area, develop feasibility studies where the diaspora can look at areas where they can venture into where opportunity lies, sell those things to those in the diaspora, organize exhibitions and trade shows across different countries in the diaspora, bring both foreign direct investment to Edo State, liaise with other foreign counterparts to help to develop the Edo State industries where possible, develop different areas, agricultural board and all the other things will be done as well. So these are some of the things that we've put in place to be able to ensure that this process is achieved.
Yes. Doctor, because I've been looking for a way to break this year because you're too. I wish I had the candidate because I think you have this backing of this candidate, but I don't think he can really say all this situation. But let's go into this. Maybe.
Well, let me just correct that misconception. Okay. See, there are different type of people.
Yes.
There are people that are extremely extroverted.
Yes.
They speak. You know what they said? Empty drum makes the loudest noise. They come in with their cap saying they are AI. Why would I trust AI? I teach at university and I teach artificial intelligence. Yes. AI are programmed by people to do certain things. So he's coming in as AI. That means he's been programmed by his predecessor to do exactly what he's been told to do. So he's not a man of himself. So sometimes when people are branding themselves, they don't know the meaning of those brands. So he's artificial. We're not coming with artificial intelligence. We're coming with a real intelligence. Okay. We're coming with a real human intelligence.
That brings me to the next question, because this is one of the things I think you people have you should be concerned. Today, the government of APC at the federal level has turned the country. I know Mary will be smiling now. When Mary hear Tinubu here, she smile hunger. Tinubu hunger. Tinubu hunger. That is what we see. And here is Tinubu giving, in fact, endorsing your candidate, clapping. Is it the same thing we're seeing at the federal level that you guys going to give us in Edo? Is that what we should be expecting?
I think we need to be, although today focus is on Edo.
Yes,
So
sir.
I would rather we stick to Edo for the time being. But
No,
now
but
that
sir,
you've mentioned, but now that you've mentioned,
you
hang
said,
on, hang on. That, now
you
that
are the
you've
one that
mentioned,
said that he's not programmed. He's not going
hang
to do
on.
what. Go on, sir.
No, let me address some of the issue you raised.
Yes.
The federal government is confronted with a lot of problems. I wouldn't say I would not try to extricate APC from those problems because we've been in government for quite some time. There are certain policies that were taken before his administration that perhaps didn't go down well.
Still
We
APC.
also know that,
But it's
yeah,
still
we also
APC.
know that,
Sir,
yeah,
that's still APC.
I hold my hands up and say, yeah, it was the APC government. I'm not exonerating ourselves from what happened. But having said that, you will know that there have been series of problems. Those problems orchestrated by the COVID, the lockdown, and all the other problems. You will see it even in the UK. We only just started to recover from the economic chaos that was created by COVID-19 lockdown and all the other things where the economy in the UK and other parts of the world grounded to a halt. That's one thing. We're not immune. Nigeria is not immune from what other economic problems that is happening across the world.
Yes.
Sometimes, in order for a country to develop and to be economically sustainable, a leader has to take a very bold and courageous decision. And such decision may not go well with the general public, but you got to look at the future. Is positioning the economy of Nigeria to be able to regenerate itself and
Is
to
that,
be able to look after itself.
is that what APC is currently doing, sir?
That is what we're doing. We're investing to save. We're investing to save because there were a lot of loopholes that were in the oil sector that he tried to cover. Loopholes to do with oil marketing and all the rest of it. And when you are doing all those things, like you said, if you fight corruption, corruption will fight back. So there are a lot of things that are happening in Nigeria that perhaps is not supposed to happen. But I can assure you, with the sort of economic policy that this government is pursuing, if allowed to be successful, if we endure a little more pain, in a couple of years down the line, we'll be enjoying with the rest of the world. Because you country have to take drastic action when your economy is grounded to a halt in order to uh, reverse the trajectory. We were going slipping slope downwards. And in order for us to be able to move to where we want to be, as we said, when we are doing economic regeneration or economic turnaround, we have to stop the bleeding. And one way of stopping the bleeding is some of the recipe that the current Tinubu government has taken. Bold and courageous. He didn't want to continue with that sort of way of going to the international community and borrow for the generation to come. He wants to re-energize the economy. He wants to grow the economy. And if you're trying to grow the economy, unfortunately, you have to suffer a little pain.
Yes,
and I can assure you, in a couple of years' time, you will call me to this program and thank me for my analysis.
Yes, sir. This is
We
a
can't endure
government
any longer.
I know Mary will have some questions for you here.
I understand, Mary. When people are going through pain, like everybody else, I empathize with the people at home. My parents are still at home. My mom is at home. My families are still at home. I'm subsidizing them from here. I empathize with the situation they are going through. I understand there's food inflation. I understand that people are finding it difficult to survive. I'm not excusing those, but I can assure you, in a couple of months or years to come, when some of the bold economic decision that has been taken by Tinubu government takes hold, you will start to see a different Nigeria. In Nigeria leading the economy in Africa.
At this point, Doctor, let's talk. We are an economist, and I'm happy I'm talking to, in fact, I'm talking to the right person when it comes to this area. Sir, a president, you are aware and you have history of Nigeria in your palm. Nigerian government, you will agree with me that Nigeria is broke. Not even only because Tinubu, we're broke, not because of Tinubu only, we agree, but we only relying on one source of income, oil. And that is the reason why we're where we are. You agree with me? That's why we talk about the economy of Edo State, which is where I'm going to come to after the federal government. We're going to look how you want to translate that to Edo. Tinubu came to office, and all he saw where money is going to come from is petroleum. Just like his predecessor, Buhari, he chose on to be Minister of Petroleum. He has ignored agriculture, where money, which can make us more money than agriculture. Doctor, you're a senior lecturer in the university here in the United Kingdom, where you know that universities in the UK generate 50 billion pounds yearly. And this money is coming. I mean, that 50 billion is 3 times our yearly budget. Because Nigerian budget is 20-something billion pounds. It's not up to 20-something billion. It's about 13 billion pounds. 27 trillion naira is 13 billion pounds. So where only UK university generate 55, where you are working at the moment. So how can we excuse an intellectual president like Tinubu for running a down economy? I'm not even blaming him for everything, but for only concentrating on only oil, Minister of Petroleum.
No. I think there's a lot of things been happening. There's a lot of diversification going on in the Nigeria economy.
Are you sure,
but
sir?
I think that's a topic. I think that's a topic we need to, in order to do service to that topic. Yeah. I think it would be better if we just concentrate a program to look at the X-ray Nigeria economy, X-ray Tinubu policy, X-ray what he's trying to do, and
Doctor,
whether or not it's
the right to Edo State. Doctor, let's translate that to Edo State. I hope, because when I was careful, I was listening, I was waiting for you, and the first question I asked is, where's the money going to come from? Is he going to wait? And you said the money coming from Abuja, which is dead. There's no more money coming from Abuja.
I said part of it will come from Abuja, because that's the way our economy is structured.
Yes,
our economy is centralized.
But we know our economy is there. Doctor, we don't have to remain there. We need to move. Since we know that is dead, we don't want to bury the dead. We let the dead to bury their dead. And don't stand a chance to make money on its own. What is your candidate trying to do to save Edo from this dead Nigeria?
Well, we're Nigeria. We're still part of Nigeria. We're proud to be Nigeria. That's the only country we have. That's the only country we have, and we have Nigeria blood running through our veins.
That's why
in terms of what our state government is going to do to rescue Nigeria, is to ensure that we energize Edo State and ensure that Edo State becomes economically sustainable.
Good.
And Edo State can become.
That's the thing we want. I want you to itemize what is in this agenda.
In area of agriculture, we are waging war on agriculture, in the sense that we want to ensure that we are food sustainable in Edo State. We want to ensure that we grow enough crops, we grow enough food, both for ourselves and to also export to sell to other states. And Omodi Okpebholo have got the right agenda for that. He wants to empower local farmers. He wants to empower and encourage mechanized farming. He wants to ensure that we move from self-subsistent farming to a more agro-based enterprise. He wants to ensure that we create linkages, we create value chains.
This is where the diaspora comes in, really. I'm really very disappointed in Edo State right now. Sorry, Doctor.
You should, because
I don't have outside the country. We shouldn't be having peasant farmers in Edo State. They've seen, Edo people have seen, not like even any other state. They've seen the indigenous.
That is what Modi Okpebholo is promising. Modi Okpebholo is saying to you that, look, why can't we make Ekpoma rice to become
a brand,
for Nigeria? Why do we have to rely on bringing Uncle Ben's rice or whatever rice they are bringing from overseas?
It's not healthy. It's not as healthy as Uncle Ben.
We have the soil, we have the seedlings. Yes. We can grow Ekpoma rice. We can invest in that particular area. Yes. Why can't we energize the far?
Doctor, as an economist, why is your government because it's your government now. Tinubu is not participating in this, and they're going to say the private sectors are better. I know you're going to argue that well. How can the private sector do this very vital aspect of economy, which is needed so badly to raise the economy of Nigeria? My question is this: the universities, sir, let me come to this. If we leave the local people to continue to produce the seed, the Akpoma seed, it's still going to remain a problem. This time now, when university like the Akpoma University can be a participant in this, maybe making sure we refine the seed, regrow the seed, research the seed, so the seed can be more better than as it is now. We couldn't be practicing what our forefathers lived for. We need to improve on them, doctor.
I totally agree with you. I have colleagues at University of Benin, a lot of professors in the School of Agriculture. Yes. We have different School of Agriculture that was unfortunately closed down by this incumbent government, but I think they're trying to open them now. There are seedlings that are being experimented with. There are all sort of things, rich seedlings that are being experimented with, which can be given to local farmers. Yes. And I also share your passion that what we need to move from self-subsistence farming to more mechanized farming. For example, it was mind-boggling to know that Ukraine was supplying grain to the whole world. You know, but we have the soil, we have the crops, we have the seedlings. We can also become the food basket as far as grain is concerned.
Of the world.
So we have the land to be able to do that.
Doctor, let me give you the shocking statistics. Netherlands is not as big as Edo State. All right, if it's with the same size as Edo, Netherlands generates $100 billion from agri export yearly. 100 billion.
And that's what we're trying to do.
Yes.
And I can assure you.
Yes, we are now waiting. Your candidate is still waiting for allocation. How much is coming from federal government?
No. Allocation is given to all states. So yes, regardless of whether you're rich.
If we are told that I'm going to invest that money, then I would have been happy to hear this. That he's going to do like Tinubu now. When that money comes, we use it to secure the land. We use it to do what?
But you got to understand our situation at the moment. About 80% of our revenue, or 80% of what we're getting, if not 90% of what we're getting from as allocation, goes into recurring expenditure. So which means, because government is the highest employer of labor across all Nigerian states, the private sector has not been empowered and energized enough to create jobs as it is supposed to be. Yeah, we do have a few industries, we do have few companies that are trying their best, but our goal in this administration is to ensure that we work with financial institutions backed by government loan guarantee to energize local industry, to be able to produce crops, produce food for the locals, as well as sell to other states. Where possible, even export international. And I'm very sure we have.
All right, people, I am still here with Dr. Charles OMORODION. He's a senior, if you don't know him, he's a senior lecturer at the Asda University here in London. He's not just a senior lecturer. That's why you can. I don't need to tell you who he is. He has everything in his palm, so he can lecture me on so many things like he's been lecturing us. But yeah, the truth be told that the government of Nigeria has failed us. We only worry that. That's what I asked, and I'm going to keep asking the question: if the APC are going to change the narrative at the central level, if they refuse, then if you are a friend to that government, will be asking you question if you're going to follow the same thing, because the thing when he came out, I'm not going to go follow him. Tinubu, as an intelligent man, is supposed to know that he can make a lot of money from agriculture. Awolowo built the West with money from agriculture. It wasn't money from oil. Then we didn't have oil. Today we have oil, which would have been easier for us to grow now, using this money from oil to grow the agri sector, to grow the education sector. Do you know in those days how many people were coming to Nigeria to come and study? We had the first television station, even when some European countries have not. Today, it's not the same story that we're seeing from the what do you call this Baba administration. I'm worried. I know you guys are, and we're concerned. We're deeply worried. The people like Yaya Bello who have served 8 years are now celebrating their years of stealing. What a shame. Tinubu came to office with all the difficulties going through. He's buying yachts, he's buying private jets. We worried. And the issue is, are you bringing that to Edo State? Because if you are too close to this man, we worried. Tinubu, you say Edo not be Lagos. I'm asking again, is Edo going to be Lagos? I am no supporter of anybody in this political race. Trust me. I'm here to present as I see it, and I'll let the people decide. A lot of things, it's time for us to demand good governance. And one of the ways we do it is by asking difficult questions. Just in case you miss the news, the man I've been battling with here, he's a very close friend of mine. Yet, I am on this loggerhead with him, trying to see where Edo is going to be come Saturday. Please, the only thing you can do for us is to take from what we're saying, pick a candidate that you think will take Edo to make Edo an independent country. Let's forget about Nigeria. See Edo State as a country, because Edo is bigger than Belgium. It's bigger than Holland. It's far, far bigger than Luxembourg. And it has more history than these countries. So we're talking now, this is Edo people, the Bini people were the first people to trade with the Portuguese. Lot of history. And if we bring that history to bear, I'm sure the world will be descending in Edo every day. Like he said, only tourism can make Edo a huge economy. There was a time people go to Kenya just for safari, to see animals. Man, it's time, and I mean it's time, for us to demand good leadership, not only at the federal level, but at the state level. And one way we're going to do that is by what we're doing now. Let's go on a quick break because all my guests, they are gone. They've left me alone. They left me alone. So let me go on a quick break. When we come back, and I'm gonna trash, and I'm gonna buttress, and I'm gonna support the campaign of the APC in Edo State. But trust me, I am Daddy Chris. I try to learn, unlearn, and relearn in everything I do. So when I argue any issue, it is for the interest of our people. Like I said, we need a governor in Edo State who will answer the most difficult question of the day. How are you going to make Edo a country of its own, independent of this oil money? Oil is a problem for Nigeria. It's supposed to be a blessing, but it's not a problem. So we don't know how to use oil. Because of oil, we've neglected the rich. Oh man. Somebody said, I watched this movie, Scent of a Woman. He said you don't know the true scent, the true beauty, the taste of sugar. You eat sugar that's killing you, but there's sugar in the woman. Let's go on a break. I don't want to go into that. When we come back, we're going to look at that more. Let's go on a break right now.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. Srtv Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to Srtv Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious Srtv Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234 8143 582856 or +447 4388 93190 or email us at realestate@superiorradioandtelevision.com. Srtv Shortlet Apartment, where comfort meets luxury.
welcome back, people. This is Countdown to Edo 2024. Taking over Wake Up Nigeria on Srtv, and I'm here with Dr. Charles OMORODION. Like I said, you've heard him, and I'm going to have more of him now. He's not just one of those things. He's one of those people I am praying that he should come back to Nigeria and help us to build the country. And he has that capabilities. And that's why I said to Edo State, are you sure you're tapping on your potential? Because one of the potential of Edo today, like Dr. OMORODION rightly said, it was a brain drain. Now it's a brain gain. But it's only going to be a gain if you are able to attract them back. There will be a loss if they remain and they look at Edo from afar. And I'm going to say this, which is one part I'm going to bring Doctor in now. I am not, no more, to be fair, a fan of those of you sending money to Nigeria. I don't think it's a way forward. The way forward is to invest in the people in Nigeria. I know they've disappointed you, so let us find a way to invest and make those people make money for us. That person you are sending every money to every day. If to next weekend, next month is coming back, the other month is coming back. Go and set up a farm, make it a good farm. May go maintain the farm. The proceed is what he's going to use to eat. If he doesn't get that, don't take him. I'm bringing Doctor back right here. And I said, Edo State have the talent. We need to tap on it. And we need to do that now. Doctor, how do we do that? But with your candidate, I really want how is it going to help us to bring the biggest, which is what I said. Like you rightly said, Doctor, from brain drain now to brain gain. How do we tap on the gain? We have it, Edo have it better than any other person. How do we do that, sir?
Well, as part of our campaign and organization towards this campaign, the APC set up APC Diaspora Committee. And I'm also a member of that committee. That committee is led by one Mr. Francis Okoyo, who is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountant of Nigeria. I am beside with responsibility to coordinate United Kingdom with one of my colleagues, Richard Abada, and we've done very well. One of the things we're doing is that we are collecting database of all Edo professionals worldwide. And in this database, we are asking them to identify the areas of expertise and their contributions or their willingness to contribute towards the development of Edo State. So that is ongoing. And by the grace of God, when Okpebolo is sworn in no distant time, we will have a package ready from day one to present and say, this is the policy, this is the program, this is everything we've done. So we've been working tirelessly in the United Kingdom to ensure that the diaspora ministry, especially the diaspora ministry, will hit the ground running from day one. You may need to tweak a few things with the Edo State House of Assembly, but I understand there's a law already at the floor of the House, or is seen at the floor of the House, which will then go back and revamp and dust. So we'll bring all these people back. We're not just bringing them back to say, come to Edo State. We're saying, okay, bring your talents, bring your investment, bring your contacts, bring your ideas. Let's work together. Let's sit on the table and let's develop our state for our children and future generation. Some of us, based on our age, may not benefit from what we're trying to do. There's a Chinese parable that says that wise men plant trees under the shelter under which they will never sit. So in other words, you're planting trees for generations to come. That's what the world is about. It's about making life or making the world a better place than we met it. So we're doing all that. Once we've done that, we then start to, of course, we'll give the state governor, the incoming state governor, Modeope, a breathing space. But at the same time, we want to work with him. We're not just working with him to create the diaspora commission. We're also setting up think tanks of intellects, professionals, and also people who have deep-seated experience. We're not looking at just tacit knowledge. We're also looking at people with experiential knowledge that can come home and say, look, our transport system is not working because of X, Y, Z. Let's implement this transport system and let's make it work. Let's develop good partnership. This is how government all over the world operate. They don't just rely on the internal generated revenue. They form partnership through private-public partnership with other investors.
Yes.
And the Chinese are doing very well. Let's bring in the Chinese, but let's be sure that when we bring in the Chinese, we have a good arrangement that favors us rather than just favoring them. We're not mortgaging our state to them. We become joint partners in the growth and development of Edo State. Those are some of the things we're putting together. And once that is done, once we know we won, we will hold conferences and in London, in America, in Canada, and also in Europe, with targeting places like Italy. We're galvanizing support. Well, although we're already talking through the diaspora committee, we're already talking. We already have subcommittees that are looking into this particular area. But my main area of interest is the diaspora commission, of which I have submitted a proposal to the incoming governor, and he's quite happy about it. So everything is on the pipeline. We're just hoping and praying to Edo State electorate to see the light the way we've seen it, to be able to realize that people should not come to them and mesmerize them with big words, big grammar, and speak eloquently, polish, and all the rest. That is the way 419s operate. The best 419s, you trust them. You can even trust them with your daughter. Bring them home. Before you know it, they are raping your daughter, raping your wife. So you have to be very careful who we entrust power to. And we have to learn from the mistakes of Obaseki. If you go back, you were saying that Do Not Be Lagos. That's how you started this particular program. And at Do Not Be Lagos, those people who were sloganing at Do Not Be Lagos, today they are ashamed because the governor that they thought was going to revamp Edo has poured a sour grape in all their in their water, and now they're reeling from the mistakes that they made.
Most of the people, we agree here. So I'm going to cut you here because, I'm not a fan of Obaseki, but most of the people crying that Obaseki is not good are actually people that were in the old PDP that were waiting for appointment, for contracts, and all that. Is it true that Obaseki has failed based on his performances or because expectation?
No, I think that's a misconception. If you're thinking that every one of us that are supporting Ukpeburu now in the diaspora waiting for contract and other, then you're getting everything mixed up. There are a lot of us who are very comfortable where we are. We just want to contribute. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to commissioners to some of these contracts. If you come to think about how much they actually earn, some of those will not even sustain our lifestyle here. We have bills, we have families. If you're going home, you're not just saying, oh, I'm going home and taking all my family there. We can't sustain our lifestyle. So with all due respect to them, I know they are bona fide jobs. I know that the jobs are there. Some of us are passionate about this because it's in our DNA to ensure that our motherland is progressive. It's in our DNA to ensure that our people are doing well. We see what is happening in the UK. The underground station is running very well. Electricity is running very well. Water is running very well. Security system is there. The systems are working and functioning to the design specification. We desire the same thing for our people. It's not rocket science. We know these things can be done if we have good leader, a fearful person, a God-minded person who will put the interest of the people before self. And I think we find that in Mode Ukpebolo.
Mode Ukpebolo. I'm gonna try and get the song from this man because Doctor, there's a way Doctor put you on this show that I don't think I'm not confused. I was saying, these APC people, now I'm thinking differently. When I get a way to convince us, so Doctor, you say something before 419. I don't know whether
no, the truth is there. The truth is there. It's staring at us on the face. You know, some people will come to you. You know, there are salesmen. They will sell you bad apple with their
Yes.
penchant and their eloquent speech. You will buy bad apple. You go home and say, "Oh, why did I buy this?" You didn't buy the apple. You just bought the persuasion from a good salesman.
Yes.
We're not saying to you that, oh, our person, because he wanted to be governor, started appointing himself in or not performing board of directors across different institutions and various industry because he wanted to create a credential that is superficial. No, our candidate is real. Our candidate will look at you in the face and tell you, this is what I'm going to do. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He will not promise you what he will not deliver.
Yes, doctor, but which is one of the things, that's why I started the show. When you see the people endorsing, we have the former governor of the state, the comrade Oshimole, you know, we have the current president and all these instrumental people. Are we sure that when your candidate eventually becomes governor, that he will not be listening to them and doing what they say, because this is something that has never helped Nigeria? Is he coming to work for us, or is going to work for those people? Because these people, I'm wondering, okay, what is their interest in the state? Why are they supporting him? Do they so love us that they want to give us a good candidate? Is that why they're doing it, or they're looking for their own? If that is the case, shouldn't we be worried?
Because they see in him genuineness.
And those people mean well for us. So Tinubu didn't have where to put his money. He just loves us, that he want to help us. Is that why Tinubu is?
No, hang on. They see him a candidate that would deliver for the people. Okay. They see him. It's like a black and white. You know, it's not somebody that is not too beautiful and have, you know, subjected themselves to all sort of makeup, Botox, and all the rest of it, present in the public, and you say, "Oh, this is a beautiful bride." When you get home, unveil all those masks, you realize, "Oh my God, who have I married?" No, this is genuine. This is genuine. This is genuine.
What do I do
with
this?
There's no superficial. There's nothing superficial about him. There is nothing plastic about him. What you see is what you get. The man has the heart of the people. The man is genuinely concerned about the people. The other day, he went on a campaign trail. Some group of students came to him, complained to him that, "Oh, the daddy, one of our colleagues is dying, and he's got this terminal illness." Right there, the man dish out 7 million. Come on, I mean, how patriotic, how empathic can you be? You know, for those sort of person, is altruistic nature, his benevolent nature, his capacity to do good surpasses every other candidate that we have, to the extent that other parties, about 3 different parties, have collapsed their structure to support him. And to know a mark of a leader, when he emerged as the candidate for our party, there were issues. He was not the preferred person. We know they had about other 20-something candidates that were also vying for the same position as himself, and eventually he was the preferred candidate. What did he do? He reached out to every other candidate and made with them, settled with them, and all other candidates all other aspirants that were vying for the same position, they are all now working with him. Look at our opponent. You know, what did they do? The deputy governor, who just wanted to exercise his franchise, he wanted to exercise his right to vie for any position. They impeached him, they removed him, they did everything to sideline him. They removed the security apparatus. They are very vindictive. They are very vindictive. Very vindictive. Very, you know, I mean, a mark of a leader is somebody that is able to influence people, is able to provide idealized influence, intellectual stimulation. You know, all these are some of the things that this man has got. He's got a vision for Edo. He knows what he wants to do. He tapped into all these people. You are saying that everybody's endorsing him. In life, as in everything we do, there's a saying, if I can see further, it's because I'm standing on the shoulder of giants. You know, you need those people to be able to govern our state. You need the like of Adams Aliyu Oshomole, who has been governor for 8 years, and we're connected. So you'll be able to tell him, look, when I was a governor, these are some of the mistakes that I made. Don't make those mistakes. If you want to be successful, this is the area you want to concentrate in this particular area. He need all these people. But above all, he's his own man. The buck stop with him. He can take advice from these people, but he's going to be making the decision himself, with consultation, of course. That's what leadership is about. That's what governance is about. It's only a tyrant that will say, oh, everything I say, everything I envisage will happen the way I want it, without consulting anybody. That's why Obaseki is having problem today. He's got problem with the Oba of Benin. He's got problem with Wike, who helped him. He's got problem with his deputy governor. He had problem with APC. People say, we go for that reason, go for that reason. Everybody, hang on, let me learn. They said it was God for that reason. APC is bad. APC is bad. Then he now went to PDP. No sooner he gets to PDP, what happened? He started unseating everybody in a PDP. He started collapsing the structure. Now we have two PDP. We have what they call the legacy PDP, and we also have the real PDP. And he imposed his candidate on the people. I mean, who does that? The man is fighting everybody. Only recently, he started fighting with Nigeria police. When the Nigeria police was trying to ensure that we have a free and fair election, the man is crying foul. He has, empowered vigilantes, and is using those vigilantes to oppress the people. You cannot have that. You cannot have a governor who came and promised that he's going to help us to build our infrastructure, destroying our homes, destroying our business, destroying everything we have. It doesn't work like that. Setting fire to the market, and he was bringing somebody to continue in that legacy. The first thing Igodaro said was that I was going to continue where Obaseki stopped. No way. We're not going to allow you to continue.
It's not like the renewed hope we're having in Abuja, and I hope that's it. Doctor, let's keep it this way now. Now, as a true son of the soil, which I know you are, the PDP are your own people, the APC are your own people, everybody are yours. Now there is this disturbing scenario or disturbing situation where the PDP are saying that if the election does not go free and fair, they're not signing no peace accord. How worried are you?
I'm very worried about that. It's a shame that the chief security officer of a state prefer not to sue for peace. Regardless of what's happening, the first thing he needed to do was to assure the citizenry that, look, this is going to be a peaceful election. What is a peace accord? It's just a gentleman agreement that's saying that we're going into this election and we're going to play by the book. We're going to ensure that whoever wins.
Yeah, but if the doctor, sometimes they'll say their condition is saying that if you win genuinely, if it's a free and fair election, that's fine. But if it's imposed on us, because they're afraid that they can see the handwriting coming from above, and they're saying, hey, because we heard the news that his security has been tampered with at some point and stuff like that.
Not at all. What happened was that the governor operates a local vigilante, and this local vigilante, when it started, was supposed to help counter some of the terrorist activities and insecurity in the state. Unfortunately, in recent times, those vigilantes are now being used to oppress, suppress, and to kill and maim and threaten our good citizens, and that cannot be allowed to happen. We have the Nigeria police force. If properly managed and properly deployed, like they've done in this case, 35,000 policemen have been deployed to Edo State. That is a precedent that means well for the state. He wants everything to be free. The police are not just coming to say on that day, they are not coming, are you APC or are you PDP? No, they're trying to ensure that there is peace in the state. They're trying to ensure that people who want to cast their vote are allowed to do so without fear or rancor. That's what the police is there for. As the chief security person in the state, I would have been expecting him to say, the last 6 months security vote, I'm going to devote it towards ensuring that this election is free and fair. I'm going to empower the local police. I'm going to give them a lot of telecommunication technology. I'm going to give them enough transportation. Even if I have to rent somewhere for the purpose of this particular election, I'm going to pay them to do the job a lot more better. There's intelligence gathering and all the rest of it. He didn't do that because he was expecting that he was going to use these vigilantes to run the election in the way he wants. But what the federal government has done is that we want a plain level field. We want everybody to be at par. And we don't want to oppress anybody. Let the police do their work. Why should you be crying? I mean, peace is peace. You are the chief security officer of the state. You know, what are the main functions of a government? The primary goal of any government is to guarantee security of life and properties of your people. If you can't do that, you fail. You know, the opposite is anarchy. The opposite is chaos. We don't want that. The federal government has come in and said, okay, this is the situation. The INEC, which is responsible for conducting the election, they've been allowed to conduct the election. They've been election done in other states, Bayelsa State and other states, under this particular government, where perhaps we didn't win. Were we not fair? Was Tinubu not fair? I think Tinubu has gone beyond these petty politics, this petty blackmail. He knows the kind of person Obaseki is. He always cry wolf in order to get sympathy. He did that in 2020 and got away with it. You think he would do it this time? No, it will not work. It won't wash. Though people have wised enough now, they reason up. They understand the man, Obaseki, and they don't want anything to do with him. They're washing their hands off him. The man is toxic. The man is toxic. The man is problem. You know, you can't be fighting everybody around you. You know, even his wife is fighting her. I mean, come on. Who does that?
Doctor. All right. Listen, Doctor, thank you very much. You've been amazing. If I leave you, I know you're gonna defeat me on this show. But let's end it this way peacefully. Doctor, in a very sincerely, right? And from your heart, where do you see the government of Okpebholo in 2 years' time?
In 2 years' time, I see a government that is at peace with itself. I see Edo that is at peace with itself. I see total transformation of Edo State. I see total resurgence of our agricultural sector. I see improvement in our infrastructure. I see gainful employment for our youth. I see reduction in crime. And I see improvement in security. I see Edo people who are aspirational under Okpebholo. And I see the healthcare system in Edo State improve quite significantly. And I see the chunk of the money that is coming to the state being used for the state. I see total autonomy for the local government compared to what is currently happening with underhand from Obaseki. I see system functioning the way they are supposed to function. And I see government officials, I see local employees, local employers feeling energized and confident that the economy will bounce back, that the economy is being turned around. And I see a visionary leader. I see somebody who is going to be respecting our traditional institutions. I see somebody who would pursue policies that mean well for the whole rather than just a few. And I see somebody who would be able to work with the federal government, because often when you have a state managed by another party and federal government by another, sometimes you can have a problem. And I see somebody be able to use that influence to be able to generate and attract a lot of things to Edo State. And I see a lot of Edo people in the diaspora going home to invest and to go back and say, look, we now have a government in place that is for the people, by the people, and for the people. That's what I see going forward.
Wow. Now, people, it's not only about what Dr. sees alone, it's about what you see. Whatever you see, the onus is now on you to go out on Saturday and vote for the person of your choice.
And vote for Okpebholo. Vote for broom. That is our symbol. Yes. You know, we want to use that broom to sweep away all the nonsense, to sweep away poverty, to sweep away hardship, to sweep away toxic leadership, to sweep away confusion, to sweep away authoritarian rule and to position Edo for a better future. A new Edo is rising. Let's be part of it.
When you do the right thing on Monday, Monday will be real Monday. When Monday will be Monday, when the people will Monday, and when Monday will be that Monday in Edo State, and hopefully Edo will begin a new track. Doctor, thank you very much for joining me.
It's been a pleasure.
You are good at what you do. I really, really want to say to the people of Edo State, this is what I was saying. I like when people just come and they make my case. I don't need to say more. When I say that the potentials of Edo people who are in the diaspora, if we bring them home, there's no other way. The biggest thing you can have is the people. The land is there. God knew. God had this vast of land. He knew that for this land to grow, you need to put in the human being that we're going to make it work. And that's why he created man. And when you have men, when you have Adams, God only created one. When you now have Adams, you don't have excuse. Edo is bound to grow. And that's what I see in you, Doctor. Thank you for making us proud. And thank you for being one of us. That's all. We're going to thank God for creating you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And thanks for having me.
Yes. All right, people. This is where we end the show today. It's been a very long journey with Doctor. I can understand him. He's good, and I don't need to tell you he's good. He knows how to put it right. But above all, he's sincere. Well, I may not be an APC man, but I believe in Doctor. Like told you, a pastor, a guy of mine said, "Listen, I don't know whether I believe in Jesus, but I believe in my pastor because that's the one he can see. So I believe in Dr. Charles. I don't know about Model Pueblo, but I'm sure if Doctor says anything, if I believe in him, I have to listen to what he says. Well, that's what I want to say to you also. If you want, if you agree, or if you want to see what Doctor is saying, then maybe the right thing to do is to go there on Saturday and vote the APC. I'm not saying you must. You all have your decision to make. My job is to present, and you guys need to decide. And that's where I come to this very special edition of the show. My stake is Edo is well positioned. Edo is blessed with not only natural, but the human resources, as you can see in Dr. Charles today. If we really tap on this potential, then there's nothing stopping Edo from being number one in the world. I'm saying number one in the world. And that is where Edo should be. And I pray that this time is the new beginning. The new Edo is coming come Saturday. And whatever happened, I know you guys are saying that you don't want to sign any peace accord. At the end of the day, even if we kill ourselves, the peace will be end. And those of you, those gladiators who are looking to change result, please stay away. Let the voice of the people, let the people vote count. It's not, Doctor said something that what we do now is not for today, but for tomorrow. So let the people vote count. Even if you're defeated today, but you allow the people vote to count, it's better than your success. Because then you are building something for your children, a society where vote count. It's better than a society where I win. I want a society where vote count. That's a big victory for you. So I'm calling on the people in power to create a society where vote counts, so that when we are no more here, our children will rely on the vote that will count. And that will be the legacy we leave for them. Thank you very much. And I hope that I wish everybody in Edo State a very peaceful and a joyful election, a successful one at that, so that by Monday, we'll be out here celebrating. And I'll be covering the show. I'll be sitting down here throughout the day of the election to monitor, to say to you guys what is happening. I hope it is peaceful, and I hope that the police are there and there will be no clash between the police and the vigilante. This is something I'm not worried about, because the vigilante are not going to be loyal to the state and the police will be loyal to the federal. We don't want that. They are all out to do one thing, to make sure the election is free and fair. Please work together, save lives, make sure people vote count. And when we do that, we've won. It's not about the victory of who gets to power. The victory is who that we're able to create a new trajectory, a new national anthem, that votes now count in Nigeria. Let it start from Edo. Let us hear that the vote has started to count. Let Edo be used as a reference point. Please, let's do that. and God will continue to bless us. That's where I end the show today. My name is Daddy Chris. Until tomorrow, I'll be here with you with another candidate. I will be bringing it on Saturday. Then we're going to sit down and win the elections together. So I say, stay blessed, stay out of trouble, and be yourself. But you must vote. Don't be an educated, don't be a political illiterate. That's the right word to use. Because whatever you do, if you don't vote, you'll be counted as those who didn't vote. But you're still counted. If you vote, your vote counts. And whatever happens, the decision that is taken on that Saturday will be binding on you. So it's better you go out and vote. Make sure your vote counts. God bless you all. Bye.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than Srtv Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. Srtv goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your Srtv Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience.
Srtv. Innovative content.